Good morning, good afternoon, probably for most of you. Happy Monday. Sorry I had to come on a little bit later. I was called to grandma duty and I had to babysit the 4 and 2-year-old this morning. So I had to kind of delay my live stream for a bit, but I didn't want to all out and out cancel it. So I just delayed it for a bit. In any case, I am here because I wanted to play with this stitching die of the month from September 2025. I've never used a stitching die before, so I thought it would be fun to play with this. So um, I did get some really inexpensive embroidery thread on Amazon just to have some here, and I'll get better thread if need be. In fact, I was going to get some gold twine this weekend, or some gold embroidery floss this weekend, but I didn't have time. So let me give, hi Froggy, welcome my friend. I know you said you'd be right back. You went to get a coffee, so I'll give you a minute while I take a quick drink. I need to make sure I'm drinking more water, so I'm trying to do that. Oh, good. Welcome back, my friend. So I was saying I've never played with a stitching die before, so I wanted to do that. That I'm using this month's um, stitching die of the month from Spellbinders. This one is stitched pumpkin tops, and so it's kind of like the top-down view of pumpkins. But when I looked at it, I thought these would make really pretty flowers. So I think I'm going to use it as flowers, not as pumpkin tops. So that's what I decided to do. I have some um, embroidery floss. I bought this big multi-pack off Amazon, and I decided that's what I would do today. So I just grabbed some cardstock from my stash, and I'm gonna cut out a bunch of these so that I can decide which one I want and which color, and that way I can make hopefully at least one card today. Hopefully, I don't know, stitching takes time, so we will see. I had hoped to prep for today's live during the weekend, but man, we had a busy weekend. We had a family kickball game on Saturday, and also did a picnic of sorts, and so it was lots of fun. We had lots of fun. All the kids, the grandkids, we just it played, and it's just hilarious to watch the adult children and the grandkids, the different age group grandkids, all playing together. It was a lot of fun. Okay, let's see. Did I cut that crooked? I did just a little bit. That's okay though. I'm not too worried about it. Okay. Then, you know what I should have done? No, this didn't cut out all the way. But anyway, they were playing kickball. We were just spectators, my husband and I. You know, I don't want to get injured on the field. So, and we were chasing the littles around, the 4-year-old, the 2-year-old, two of the 2-year-olds. One's going to be 3 soon. And then, you know, they wanted to go to the area of the park that was a little playground. So we would take them there to play. It was just a lot of fun. And then, you know, good food. So we just did that. And I think it's fun to just have that time. Did I cut into my magnetic plate? I sure did. Oh well. I'll do better on this one. So we did that on Saturday. So that was a few hours of our day. We had fun with that. Um, and then yesterday, so Sunday, we celebrated my one of my grandchildren's birthday. So she's turning 4. So we had fun with that, our littlest princess. So she's the one that I made all those pretty bows for. She just loved them. She says, "Grandma, you're so smart." I just loved it. It was like, "Oh, thank you, baby girl." So she loved them. I'm gonna cut out all these little circles and then I'll poke out all those little stitching holes and we'll just start stitching away. I wonder if there's something, or I have that die off to the edge that it's not. Oh, I dropped one. Hold on. What did I do with it? I was dropping things. So anyway, we did that yesterday, which kept our day pretty busy amongst all the other normal um, weekend things, the grocery shopping, meal prepping for the weekend. So, I mean, for the week, getting our stuff ready for the week. So welcome, welcome, my friends. Did you guys do anything fun this weekend? Get these cut out. Okay. I think I need new plates, you guys. I really do think I need new plates. I'm not getting really good cuts right now. And I keep trying to remind myself to order new plates and I forget. And I'll try and do better. Well, that was a disaster. Let me get another piece of the purple. And in fact, I'll use that messed up piece to kind of shim this. Hopefully it'll work better. I'm excited to do some stitching. Because really the only stitching I usually do is when I do a cross stitch blanket for one of the grandbabies. When I have a new grandbaby coming. Now did this go all the way through? I want to make sure. Did not. Did not. Okay, leave that in place. I'm going to flip it. And let's hope for the best on this one. Okay. There I have my purple flowers because I am going to make them flowers like I said. Okay. That out of my way. This out of my way for now. And I have to cut centers to these flowers. Oh, let me cut the centers. What am I doing? What am I doing? Before I put away my die cutting plates. You get centers cut. So I don't know. We had fun. We had a lot of fun this weekend. In fact, it was my niece who put together the little kickball game get together, and she was like, "It was a lot of fun. We should do that again. Next time we'll play a different sport." And we're like, "Okay, we're all in. Let's do it." So I don't know. Maybe we'll do volleyball next time instead of kickball. We'll see. We'll see what the family decides to play. A couple of insides here. Went out, had coffee at a friend's house Saturday, football on Sunday, and home with the family. Oh yeah, we also had all the sports stuff, of course. Watching our our local baseball team made it to the playoffs. So yay, Padres. Um, so we're excited for that. My husband is a diehard Padres fan. So hopefully they make it to the World Series. Okay, let's get our pieces over here. Let me get one of my trays. We'll see. We'll see how that all plays out. I try not to get too emotionally attached to the teams. You love to stitch, but adding the stitching. Oh yeah, I've treated myself for a few months to the whole caboodle. That way I can kind of play with all the different things, and we'll kind of see how it goes from there. We are going to have to cut back soon on a lot of spending because my husband will be retiring soon, which means less spending, of course, because we all know Social Security just is not enough. Luckily, my pension is good, but since he's in construction, it's just whatever we have in our, our investments and such, plus Social Security. Okay, I'm gonna poke these. I used to have one of those rolly tools to like get all the bits out, but it fell apart. So, and then I never replaced it. Years ago, years ago. So now I just kind of use one of my pokey tools and poke out whatever I need to. And then clean up the mess of all the little bits. Now, if I don't get a card done today, we'll come back next week and finish it. Because I started late, I can't stay too long. Because I do have an appointment. Okay, so there's all the bits out of this one. So we'll start with this one. Get all these little bits into the trash instead of on the floor. Okay. Now I saw somebody, and maybe I'll do that. Not sure, but like cut out just the outline, like the background. So I've been watching everybody do the Stitchmas and then layer that behind here. So I guess I could do that. I should have lined those up a little better, but let me grab a scrap. And it doesn't have to be exactly the same shade, but I'll just cut one and see if that works for me. When I kind of, after I'm done stitching, if that works for like helping hold all my stitches in place. It might. In fact, guys, I was watching all those, the advent calendar, the stitching advent calendar. They got me, guys. They got me. I ordered it. I hadn't ordered it. I did order the regular advent calendar because I'll be doing my lives in December. I'll be going live every day in December and opening that, but I hadn't gotten the stitching one, but I did it. I caved. So this has like these little debossed or embossed lines here, so you know which way to stitch. So like these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 holes will go into this one, and then these into this one, and so forth. So I guess I guess I could just start at any one of these. And then, so I've seen different stitchers do it different ways. Some kind of tape down the tail end. I've seen Nicole Store does, she leaves her tail loose and holds it kind of as she's stitching, and then she ties her loose ends together, which I think is kind of cool. But knowing me, I'll lose the end. I'll lose the tail end. So that's not going to be what I can do. So let's kind of see how long this one takes me. Let's see, it's 11:16 on my clock. So let's see how long. Should probably come up on this end and down on the center one, I think. What did I do? What did I do? I got tangled up here, guys. There we go. Okay, so up through this one and then down through the center. And I'm using 3 strands of the floss. So when you buy embroidery floss, it comes in 6 strands. And so I just separated it so it's in 3 strands. And I try not to cut the length too long. And that I've learned when cross stitching blankets, because for me anyway, if I cut it too long, I end up getting tangles and knots, and that is not fun for me. And this isn't too bad. This is pretty easy to do because I'm not really having to follow a pattern per se, like when I'm doing a blanket. When I'm doing a blanket, I'm changing colors and having to follow a pattern, and that takes a lot of time and focus. This is something I could probably do just sitting watching a video. I'm pretty sure. I'll have to test that theory out. I don't know, maybe I could cut this longer since I'm not like working with a big piece of fabric. I could probably do that. Or maybe it wouldn't get tangled. What do you guys think? Could I cut the strands longer? Okay. I really wish I had had gold embroidery floss. That would have looked really pretty on here. It would have looked really pretty. Okay, yeah, definitely gonna need to cut these longer on the next time I cut around, because I mean, look how I only got like 3 sections done here. And I definitely want to get more sections done. Hold on. Because threading needles is never any fun for those of us. That's what I thought too, that if I cut it a lot longer, I might end up with knots in the back. So I guess, let's see, how long did I cut this? I cut these at about 24 inches. So I think that's probably where I'll stay at that length. Let me see if I can get this threaded. And I'm not going to try and do it like on screen, guys, because I need to have this close to my blind little eyes so that I can see what I am doing with the thread and the eye of the needle. Because of course I chose the needle with the tiniest eye possible. And I know somewhere in my sewing stuff, because I know I don't like to sew, but I know somewhere I have some kind of gadget to help me thread my needles somewhere, which I might have to look for because this thing is gonna fight me. Okay, I'm gonna focus for a second. Focus. No focus. Oh, it's not working, guys. I almost thought I'm gonna thread a bunch of needles before I go live. This is before I realized I needed to babysit. That way I won't be struggling as I'm live. That would have been a great idea. Um, but when the babies call, Grandma answers. Just what I do. And it shouldn't have been a surprise to me. Hi, Jeanette. Welcome, my friend. My daughter had told me, she had asked me last week, hey, Mom, can you watch the kids on Monday morning? I have an appointment. And I was like, sure, no problem. She's like, about 8 o'clock till about 10. And I said, yeah, not a problem. I forgot, guys. And I was sitting here in my craft room, and all of a sudden I hear little voices calling, Grandma. I was like, who's here? And I walk out and I'm like, oh, hey, guys. And my daughter looks at me and she's like, you forgot, didn't you? And I was like, mm, well, not that I forgot. I thought it was next Monday, not this Monday. She's like, can you still watch them? I said, of course I can. Of course I can. Not a problem. So, of course, I got to making breakfast because they wanted eggies and they wanted pancakes and they wanted all the things. And that's what I do. Grandma has to make all the things. Um, here we go. It's funny too, because when I think back to when my mom used to watch my kids for me, it it's hilarious because I would feed my kids, I kid you not, right before heading to my mom's. That's the last thing we would do before heading to my mom's. We would show up to my mother's house and they would start ransacking all the cabinets, the refrigerator to see what they could find to eat. And I would tell my mom, I swear, Mom, I just fed them. And she would just laugh. She's, I know you did. And it's like, I don't understand. I just don't get it. Well, my grandkids do the same thing. And my kids are like, Mom, I just fed them, I swear. And it's like, I know, it's just different. Food at grandma's just hits differently. So don't worry about it. Just let them, and it could be the exact same food I have here because I'll buy specific treats, snacks that they can have. Because my grandson has allergies, so there's specific snacks he can or cannot have. So I'll buy specific snacks that he can have, and he has the same ones at home, but I don't know. They're better here at grandma's. And he'll even like right when he left right now, he asked my daughter, "Can I take some home?" And she's like, "We have some at home." And I just no, let him take one. Not a big deal. It makes his heart happy. I'm fine with it. Okay, let's get another strand of that out. Where is it? Oh no, I lost the end of this one. And with these, you have to find the right end to pull from, otherwise it gets tangled. So let me look. There it is. Got it, got it, got it. Okay. And about, yeah, that's about right. And split that into 2 sections of 3 strands each. I could have just done them 1 strand each and then I'd have enough, right? But no. That likes to be difficult. So I was looking at if you are a subscriber to the Caboodle for Spellbinders, they sent an email with kind of a sneaky peek of the next one that's coming up. Oh my goodness. Such cuteness. I can hardly wait. I can hardly wait for the next one. Like I said, I started getting the Caboodle not last month, the month before last. Let's see, I got July. Yeah, I started with July. So July, August, and then September. So I'm going to keep going through December for sure. And then we'll see from there because, again, hubby's going to retire soon next year. So we're trying to plan and kind of look at our budget and where we can cut back so that um, we can have an easy transition from his full working salary to his retirement salary. So we'll see. And I told him, okay, I can cut that back. And he doesn't want, and he says, I don't want you to give up the stuff you like doing. And I said, no, that's fine. I have a lot of stuff in my craft room. I can give that up. It's not a big deal. I just will have fun while I can this year. And then next year we'll go from there. It'll be maybe a treat I do 1 month out of the year. Maybe I'll do that for my birthday or for Mother's Day or something like that. So we'll see. Because to me, more importantly, is us living a stress-free life once he's retired and being able to travel. We do want to travel. So um, our budget needs to, allow for traveling. And that's what our focus is going to be. Travel, travel, travel. Okay, okay. Almost there. I don't know if I'm allowed to share. I just know it was a cute little um cute goodies. They were really cute. Oops. Oh no, I went around. I even told my husband that man, I'd love to apply to be a design team member for Spellbinders. Then I don't have to buy them. I can get the stuff for free. And he's like, no, just buy it because don't you have to do like a lot of work for that? Don't you have to do like a lot of videos? And I was like, well, yeah, but so he's like, I don't know. I don't know if I want you doing that. I want to be able to travel next year. And if you're doing videos, we're not traveling. So I said, okay. Not to mention, I'm doing a lot less videos um, so that I can be a lot more present with my mom. So we'll see. we'll see what next year brings. Okay, one more strand should do it for this one. So I'm going to do one red, one blue, and one purple. Oops. I'm definitely going to have to find that little tool I have to help me thread, or find the needles I had with bigger eyes, because I just grabbed the first needle I found today. Like I said, I was not prepared. I was busy babysitting for stitching. And when I'm cross stitching, I have all my things together when I'm doing a cross stitch blanket. So I have all the needles I need, the scissors I need, all the things. But oops, I was not thinking ahead for this one. Nope. So I'll have to have a little space in my craft room now for my stitching dies and accessories. I made a drawer for all my wax steel stuff now, so I'll make a space for my stitching accessories too. Okay. Yeah, and then I think it's a good idea to have this back layer. So I'm not sure who I saw doing that, but I think that's a good idea. Okay. And we will tape that little piece down. And we're done with this one. I can put that thread aside. Okay, so then, do I want to glue it down directly with liquid glue or pop it up with some foam tape? I'm just going to do the liquid glue right now. Nope. Okay. And that'll kind of also help to secure all these threads too, I think. All right. Okay. Where are my tweezers? Reverse tweezers. And then, where's my center to my flower? See, I'm putting a gold center to the flower. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I need something heavy on here first. There. Okay, let's do I think I want purple to be my medium one, maybe? Yeah. No, blue. Make blue my medium one. So let me poke the holes out of that one. And I haven't even thought of a background for this card. I'll have to think about that. I'll probably grab one of the embossing folders from this month's caboodle and do something with that. Yucky. I'm excited to get my little Stitchmas advent calendar that I ordered, because I think they're on day. All the sneak peek releases that they're doing. I think they're on day 7 today. By the time I get it, they'll be done. But that's okay. I'll have fun playing with that. Okay, so let me get my blue embroidery floss. You're signing up for Kendra's physical card and idea is so exciting. Oh, you're gonna love it, Jeanette. She has her patron has some wonderful benefits and like her bonus printables and the fact that you can go back and um, check out her previous sketches and challenges. Great idea. Um, hmm, licking the eye of the needle? Huh. I wonder why they would suggest that. It's interesting. Okay, well, let me try and thread this with the blue right now. It's such a tiny little eye. I bet if I put my glasses on, I could see better. I don't really use glasses for anything other than distance. Although lately, if I'm doing something really tiny, like up close, I'm noticing I do kind of need to put on some like readers. But I don't know. I don't know. I want to have to wear readers all the time because it's not for like I don't need them for computer work or hi, welcome my friend. I don't I don't need them for working on the computer or anything else or for reading. Um, so um, like I just put them right on right now to spread the needle and I didn't take them off and I can't see this. So let me take them off. So I don't distance is really all I need. Distance vision because I really do need to wear them to drive. So I have glasses. I have spare pair of glasses in each of my cars and an extra set in my purse, plus the ones I normally wear. Fortunately for me, the vision in my eyes has not changed in over 10 years. And so I get new glasses every year and I just keep using the same ones over and over as my backups. Same prescription. So I'm lucky in that respect. Very lucky. I got my dad's eyes. I don't think my dad wore glasses till he was in his 50s. I didn't have to wear glasses till I was in my mid 40s, I think. So, very lucky. My younger sister wore glasses since she was probably 5 or 6. So, she was not as fortunate. Oh, okay. So, the fibers expand when wet, and then the moisture makes the needle less prone to static. Okay, I guess that makes sense. Kind of. Kind of, sort of. Okay, this one I didn't tape the tail end of my thread down. I'm just holding it in the back. Well, I just held it, and really now it wouldn't go anywhere because I've already stitched so much. So I guess that is okay for me to do. That way I'm not using so much tape and adding so much bulk. So I'm trying both methods, see which works best for me. And then I could either tie it down or tape it down once I finish. I think I'll tape that down. Um, Too big. Smaller tape. I can just tape that down right there and trim that little piece off. Then I'll get my next piece here. And try and get this threaded through. Success on the first try, you guys. Ah! Okay, so then do that again. I'm just going to hold that in place as I start stitching through. I always find it interesting to hear other people's ideas on different crafting techniques because you may like my mom has been a seamstress my whole life. So I know a lot of tips and tricks as far as it comes to sewing, even though I don't like sewing. Um, but it's always interesting to find out new tips and tricks. And same goes for card making or paper crafting. You know, you think you know, oh, I know how to handle oh, all the tips and tricks when it comes to embossing. But lo and behold, somebody has a new idea, and you think, oh, I would have never thought of that. And there you go. Or sometimes you think of something and you think, oh, everybody probably knows about this. And no, not everybody knows. So if you come up with something, share it because even though you think everybody knows, no, not everybody knows. We all are constantly learning something new, always, always. And I think that's what keeps our brains young, is always learning something new. How am I doing on time? Oh, okay, gotta hurry up. Uh, Oops, got trapped around there. All right, tape this piece down and I'll trim off that little piece. And I gotta pull in more of the blue, but not too much because I don't need a lot. Okay. 1, 2, 3. And around here, our schools are pretty much on fall break. So my grandkids are all on fall break. The older two who have already graduated from high school are actually working. They work a after school program, and so that program offers like a fall intercession camp for parents. So they are working that and having fun because they take the kids on field trips about 3 days each week of the 2 weeks that they're on break. So they're having fun. Hmm. Excuse me. I'll get a drink of water in just a second as soon as I finish this one. And then I'll take that one down, and then we can, oh, I didn't cut a back layer for that, so I'll need to cut a back layer for this one to glue it on. So let me find, did I have, what did I do with the blue one of that? Thought I had leftover blue. I did. Do I have a big enough piece for that? I do not. I did not space it well enough. Oh, but what I can do, can I? No, because I don't want to waste this one because I'll probably use it later. Let me get a scrap of blue, even if it's not the exact same shade of blue. Let me find one in my scraps. Will this work? It's too far. Doop, 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 doop. Where is the blue? Okay. There we go. Do want to have that like layer behind there. So let me get that one cut. Okie dokie. And I should probably cut out purple one since I have my plate out and ready to go. Okay, that one's ready. It's always interesting to me. I really do start off with a clean desk, you guys, before I come on live. I really do, I promise. But I never finish with a clean desk. Just never seems to happen for me. All right, I'm just going to put that center there. See a little gold center. So that's my red flower. It's going to be my blue flower, right? Okay, my blue flower. And then that I have to attach to my back layer here. And guys, I'm so ahead of the game. I actually got a roast going in my slow cooker. So I am ahead of the game today. So proud of myself. Wait, get that lined up. I did. I'll put you under the magnet for now. And then what do we have next? Purple, purple, purple. Okay. And with purple, I should be able to get away with just the well, the one length of um, embroidery floss that I cut because it's a smaller flower. We'll see. Okie dokie. All the purple dots come over here. And I don't know why this purple one just did not cut well on my machine. So hopefully all the stitching will hide the imperfection in the die cutting. We'll see. We'll find out soon enough. Whoop, went all the way through on that one. And here. Yeah, this I should be able to get all the way around with what I cut because this is so much smaller. And then we can work on our card. And I'll have to grab my embossing folders, see what I can use to make a background panel. Or, I wonder if I have some extra panels that I've made. I'll have to look. Definitely have to just take a quick glance. I think most of the panels I've made are more, recently are more either winter, Christmas, maybe some fall. Oh, I just pulled that. Yeah, I try when I make a roast, I try and make enough to have leftovers. I mean, and for us, a roast there'll always be leftovers because it's just the two of us. So um, I make plenty so that he can have a roast beef sandwich for lunch too. I think that's what he likes best about when I make roast beef for dinner is that he can like make him a roast beef sandwich for lunch the next day. Okay, oh, come on. This one's much quicker because it's so tiny. Sorry if I'm getting quiet. I'm trying to focus on this. I get so quiet when I focus. I had a friend at work, she'd say, Vet, do you ever notice when you get really quiet, your face gets really serious and like you almost look like you're angry? And it's like, no, I'm not angry. I'm just focused. I'm just trying to pay attention so I don't mess up. Okay. See, just that for that one strand. Whoops, if I don't lose it. Okay. Then I'll tape that one down as well. And let's see. That was my first end and my second end right there. And look, I even had some left over. Put my needle in there so I don't lose it and end up with a needle in the carpet that I step on, because that hurts. Ask me how I know. Okay. Why is my glue gun getting... Oh, I know why. I need to refill it. Must refill glue gun. Okay. I'll let that one sit for a second under there. This one's good. This one's good. I'm going to move this out of my way. And I might cut some leaves out of that gold too, now that I think about it. What did I do with my gold? So let me grab some of this gold cardstock and get some leaves cut out of there. They cut okay? Yes. Okay. And if I can get a couple more. Get one from there. It's not wanting that. Ooh, chicken and veggies. We're always having chicken around here. I think we have more chicken than anything else. But today it's roast. Today it is roast for us. And I'm also going to make some zucchini, some calabacitas, as we like to call them. And what else? Potatoes. And they'll probably get some ice cream for dessert. We'll see. He always wants to know what's for dessert. Okay, I got those cut. Oh, and I forgot the center of my little purple flower. Let me grab that real quick. Put that on. Okay. All right. Okay, now we got to figure out background panel. So let me, oh, you know what I can do? I know what I can do. I'm going to just bring in some pattern paper. How about I do that? Because I need to be quick about this. And I have this pretty fall florals pattern paper from Not Too Shabby Shop. Hmm, I like that one. I'll use that one with that, like, kind of has that like an alcohol ink look to it. Let's try that. And then a second, I need to figure out, let me get a rectangle die here. Maybe I'll just use this one. Maybe, baby. Maybe, baby. If it will fit on here, we'll see. Maybe. Get the edges. Maybe not, because this is right on the edge. Of my die cutting machine. It's okay. I'll trim it. Just because I don't want to get up and get my other plates from my bigger machine. So just because I'm being lazy. Laziness is not a good thing, guys. All right. So let's see. Did that work out? I think that's straight. There we go. Okay. Now I can kind of maybe, I don't know. What do you think? Is that background okay, you guys? Maybe these leaves. What does this sentiment say? No, it says gorgeous, and I'm not going to do that. I could leave it without a sentiment, potentially. Potentially. Let me get a card base. Okay, let's see. Okay, because these are kind of fallish looking colors, I think. You think it'll work? Why is my tape runner not working? That ripped. So we are going to have to use liquid glue, which maybe we're not. My glue things are not playing nice today. Nope, all my glue things are not playing nice today. All right, let me grab my other tape runner. Okay. Oh my goodness, it's already past 12. I gotta hurry up. Okay, so foam tip. Oh, I also have some that I had doubled up already. Huh, where is it? Here it is. Two. Okay. So this one I'm gonna pop up a little higher than the other. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Un, deux, trois. So really, it took me about 45 minutes to stitch these 3 flowers, and that's with fumbling through all the um, threading of the needles because threading of the needle is a challenge apparently for me. Why? This is want to be difficult today. Well, let's try. Okay, 1, 2, and then this one, get some more here. And then 1 layer there. Yeah, is it 2 as well? 1. Okay. We'll get this flower on. So I didn't make them pumpkins. And I'll add my little leaves next. If I can get my liquid glue to play nice. So let's hope the liquid glue will play nice next. Let me get one of my little pins to poke through it. Okay, friends. So next week we are in October. Oh my God, we're in October next week. So I think next Monday we'll do color cube. And then I'll definitely be playing with whatever Spellbinders Club kits I get when I get them. So hopefully they come in quickly. But we'll see. I think they get shipped on the 6th. On the 6th of each month. So we'll see if mine gets shipped out that quickly. We'll see. I definitely need a sentiment or something here. Definitely need one. Why? Why, glue? Why must you not play nicely with me today? And I have a project I'm working on too, so I've got to finish that. And let's see, maybe down here. All right, guys, I'm going to finish this up. I'm not going to add a sentiment today, just not in the cards for me. I've got to get going. Like I said, next Monday, I should be back at my regular time, 10 o'clock Pacific. So I will be going to my aquafit class in the morning, back on schedule. And then, yeah, and then back here to play with my color cube and see what we have to play with in my stash. All right, I'll see you guys next week. Have a great rest of your week. Stay safe, everyone. Enjoy your crafty time, and we'll see you then. Thanks for sticking around through all the crazy threading of the needle, not threading of the needle, and figuring out what I was making today. Have a great one. Bye. Oh, yeah. Have a fabulous World Card Making Day, everyone. I almost forgot about that. Bye.